well, MEMS Design Theory and Lab, MEMS 2206, 2292. So we added a few numbers at CNM a few years back so that the older professors can't remember what courses they're teaching. Anyway, I'm Matt Pleil. I'm teaching the MEMS Design Theory and Lab course here at CNM, and I work at UNM as well. So we're going to be learning how to design MEMS devices in this class. So this little lecture is going to give you a quick overview of what the course looks like and some of the things I expect you to do in this course. Okay, so just follow along. Feel free to ask any questions along the way. I'm recording this so that the students at the Ask Academy can follow along and get the same, hopefully, lecture that you guys are getting. Okay, so we're doing the MEMS Design Theory class and the Lab class combined. All right, so even though they're separate courses in the catalog, we're combining them because it's easier for you guys to follow along. Everybody's enrolled in both classes. So typically the grade you're going to get in design theory will be the same as design lab unless your lab assignments are radically different than your theory assignments. Okay? So you should be signed up for both of them, and I think everybody is. I took a look at that yesterday. We're going to be using a new design software package for the first time this semester, so it'll be a learning experience for me as well. We've decided to switch from the Sandia National Labs Summit 5 design platform to one called Pleil. MEMS is actually the fabrication process, and the design platform is MEMS Pro 8. MEMS Pro 8 is used by more people in industry. It's a lot more versatile than the Summit 5 design software. You can vary the materials, you can vary the thicknesses, you can do different things with the actual process that's in the design flow. So you can try different things out. Now we're going to design to a specific process called MEMS. So poly stands for polycrystalline silicon. Okay, so that's your structural material. And MEMS is not what's happening in Disneyland now. Okay, it stands for multi-user MEMS process, I think, yeah, processes. So there's a place called MEMSCAP. So if you Google MEMSCAP, you'll find them. They're in North Carolina. They've been around for a long time. I think they're a spin-off from University of North Carolina or NC State, one of those two, back in the 90s. And they have a fab, and they can produce simple MEMS devices. And a lot of people use them to do prototyping and small volumes for when they're making new devices to test them out in production. So they have a long history of producing low volume and prototype systems, and they're very cheap. So you can get 15 chips made using the MEMS process for like $4,000. If you try to do that at Sandia National Labs, it'll cost you $80. Okay. So there's another reason to use them. Now the process isn't as complex as Sandia's. It doesn't have as many layers, but you will learn all the basics and be able to do a lot with this as well. During this course, you're going to participate in the University Alliance MEMS Design Competition. That's what was started by Sandia in 96, 95, something like that. And then we took it over about 2 years ago. A group of folks, myself included. So UNM is involved, and Texas Tech and the University of Utah are the primary folks running the design competition now. So we have the competition presentations here at UNM in this building in May. So it'll be after the course is over. So you'll get your designs done before the end of the course, around the middle of April. And then you can practice your presentations as part of the final project for the course. And then if you're in town and want to present on your design at the design competition, you'll be able to do that. So we did that last year. We had about a half a dozen people involved, and one of our teams actually won the novel design competition, which was pretty nice. Okay, and typically there's about a half a dozen Mexican schools that participate, different technical colleges. Most of them are 4-year. And then we have Texas Tech, University of Utah, sometimes Oklahoma. We've had the Air Force Research, or the Air Force Academy. MIT was in it 1 year, so there's a lot of different schools that participate, and it's different every year. Carnegie Mellon competed 1 year as well. So we'll give you more information on that. I think everybody knows me, but for those of you in the future who might watch this recording, I'll go through this anyway. My name is Matt Pleil. You can call me Matt. If you want to get practice of how to speak with professors, you can call me Dr. Pleil. It's not a bad habit to get into if and when you take courses at a university that have professors. Some of them get offended if you don't use the title. You won't offend me, so I'm okay if you call me Matt. But, you know, if you're dealing with Sandia scientists, for example, or people in academia, it's probably a good idea to use doctor for that. I got degrees in physics. You can see that on the screen. Bachelor's degree in physics and master's degree, and as well as a PhD. I started at Southern Illinois University, finished off at Texas Tech. Don't hold that against me. It was a good school. I did spectroscopy, so I played with lasers and photonics and counted single photons and things like that. So I know a little bit about photonics as well. Then I was lucky enough to get a job at Texas Instruments. That was a really good company to work for. I did photolithography, equipment engineering, and I was a shift manager. I left TI, went to Philips Semiconductors here in Albuquerque. I worked there for 6 years, ending up as a engineering manager for yield and defect density reduction. Then I became faculty at CNM, followed by moving to UNM to run our grant, our Southwest Center for Microsystems Education grant, and I'm still teaching at CNM, hence this course. Okay, usually when I have a large group of folks, I have you break up into small groups and then introduce each other. Since most of our students are virtual, at the Ask Academy, we do have an online version of this. Okay, so that's a graded assignment, so you'll introduce yourself online. Okay, so the kind of things I want you to do on that online forum is, you know, put your name, what you like to be called, why are you taking the course, what do you want to get out of it, maybe some of your background, your work, your education, your hobbies, whatever you want to share. And then that way other people will share some of their background, hobbies, etc. And you might find someone else that has similar interests, or maybe someone you want to work with on the design competition project. Okay? So that'll be posted in the Moodle site. Expectation, I expect you to attend class. Now this is an online class as well, so I expect you to at least log in several times a week. Turn in your assignments on time. Participate in the online assignments and online discussion boards. Okay, so that's part of attendance and participation. I encourage you to share your ideas with each other, especially as you're going through the design process. Help each other figure out how to do certain things in the design. You can work together on the homework and on the designs that I assign, because you can't really learn in a vacuum. You know, it helps a lot to work with someone else. I still want you to turn in your own assignments, but don't copy and paste from someone else. You know, if they do the first lab and you do the second lab and team Xerox, you know, we don't want that. I want you to go through the process and create things on your own, but you know, you can work with someone else to try to figure out how to go about doing it. Okay, you'll be writing some reports and short writing assignments. I've been told by my industry partners that we need to do more with students so they learn to write and communicate better. So we'll have short writing assignments. You're more than welcome to quote things that you find, but then you put it in quotations, right? And you cite it. I got, you know, according to Joe Blow on WXZ website, you know, and then you can copy and paste what he said, but cite it. If you just copy and paste it and try to pawn it off as your own work, then that's plagiarism, and that goes to the academic integrity of the course as well as your own work. So you want to give credit to people when they do something, right? Save your work often, back it up on your own media. You're responsible for your backup, so if you're in the middle of a design and then you leave it on the computer and it magically disappears, you know, it's not my fault. So try to back things up on a stick or in the cloud. Clouds always are better. You can't lose the cloud. And typically Dropbox and places like that back things up. So it's hard to lose something on a cloud storage system. Turn in assignments on time. Late assignments will not be accepted. Okay. They may be accepted, but I will take points off. I want you guys to keep up. It's really important because at the end of the semester we have to submit our design for the design competition, and that can't be late. You know, there's no excuse for it to be late. Okay, and I refer to the Sandia Design Competition, but it's not really the Sandia Design Competition anymore. It's the University Alliance Design Competition, so I have to update that slide. If you're you know, working online or working in the classroom, I expect you guys to be respectful of each other. I've never had a problem with that. I just want to remind you of that. It's a professional environment. I'm trying to teach you how to work in industry so you can make lots of money. Make sure you ask a lot of questions. Any questions? Okay. This is the MTTC computer lab. Try not to mess with the computers and change menus and change where the icons are and that sort of thing, because the other person using your computer may not be able to find stuff. Make sure you log off when you're done. You don't have to turn the machines off. They go to sleep on their own. Always save your design work to a stick, or again, like I said, to the cloud. Make sure you know where you put your stuff. You can make a folder on your desktop here. That's okay, but I suggest you back it up. Don't change any passwords on the computers. Don't install anything unless you get the okay from me. Sometimes you might have to install like QuickTime or something so you can watch a video. You know, that's okay. Okay, all of you have seen this stuff from me over the years, so there's probably a few students at the Ask Academy who don't know this stuff, so bear with me. We'll get through this. You can get a hold of me anytime on my cell phone, or you can text me. I do text. Okay, so I'm not that old school. I text a lot. So you can text me, like you're having trouble with something, or you won't make it to class, or you know, your computer exploded or got stolen out of your truck. You know, whatever the case may be, you can text me, let me know, so that I understand why you're late or why things aren't working out. If you have a detailed question, about something, sometimes it's better to send me an email and then text me saying, I just sent you an email. I have this question. If you get a chance, look at it and get back with me. If you call me and I don't pick up, I'm not ignoring you. I'm in a meeting or I'm driving. I'm old. I can't talk on the phone and drive at the same time. At least you don't want to be next to me if I'm doing that. So I leave a message, or it's even better if I don't pick up, text me. Sometimes I don't check my voicemail. I have an office number. You can leave a message there too. I've got a UNM and a CNM email. I tend to check UNM a little more often than CNM, but since I'm teaching in multiple classes this semester, I'll be looking at CNM at least once every other day, if not every day. I look at UNM every day. Okay? And you can send me, I think you can send me messages through the Moodle system. I haven't played with that a lot. I've done a little bit of that last semester with you guys. I hope you can come to class when we schedule it every Friday afternoon. That's the time when we can all talk about, what's going on and work with each other and look over each other's shoulders. They have a nice cohort at the Ask Academy, so it's just the 4 of us here in the design lab. So it'll help you if you work with others and come here. So I kind of expect you all to come to class on Friday afternoons. You'll have to do some work outside of class. I'll see if I can get that floating license or something going so you guys can work from home if you want. I can get you swipe cards. I know I promised them last semester and never got them for you. I will do that if you want it. I'll get you swipe cards so you can get into this room at any time. Almost any time. I think John will let you do 7 to 10 Monday through Sunday. But once you're in here, you can sleep here. I don't recommend it, but security might find you and ask, why are you sleeping here? But you can come in on the weekends and stuff.
If I were to come in after school, is that any day better than other days?
No, this room is pretty much empty, except when we're here.
Not a class being taught in the afternoon.
No. You'll find April in here. She's going to be helping me with some of the coursework. She's going to be my guinea pig and figure stuff out with the MEMS Pro and then teach me. So she's going to be floating around in here in the afternoons too on Fridays to help out with the class once she knows a little bit. And then combine the 5 of us, we'll be able to figure out just about anything and we'll all get rocking and rolling. The software doesn't look that terrible to manipulate. It'll take us a little bit of a learning curve.
Is it running Windows 7?
Yeah, it can run on a lot of different platforms. I don't know about MEMS Pro 8, but we can find out. I'll send you an email specifying what you need to tell me what you have.
You're saying MEMS Cap actually built the software?
MEMS Cap was part of the software development early on, and then they spun out into MEMS Pro, and MEMS Cap is the fab. Okay? It's where they make it. So you can use other design packages and have things made at MEMS Cap. Okay? There's L-Edit, there's MEMS Pro, there's Coventerware, IntelliSense has one software package, I think. Maybe it's not IntelliSense, it's another company. So there's several companies out there that provide MEMS type software, and they're very similar. So they usually look like some kind of CAD-based system. And then you have visualization tools, so you can do cross sections and things like that, and 3D models. So
I'm looking at a MEMS Pro tutorial.
yeah, we're going to add more and more of the tutorials online and in the Moodle site, which brings us to this slide. I'm going to use Moodle this semester. So you guys already know how to get in. I need to add you in. So we can chat a little bit after class. We'll finish early today. So we'll be posting assignments there, and I'll be collecting the assignments through Moodle. Some assignments will let you turn in by hand, if need be. But most of them you'll be able to turn in electronically. And then there'll be a lot of collaboration when we start working on our design competition project in probably 4 or 5 weeks. We'll be really hitting that hard. And that can be done online as well. So you're going to work in small groups, and we'll figure out how that'll shake out. So I'm going to post the Pleil MEMS design guide in the Moodle course. So your homework will be to read that, just to read it. Try to understand the terminology in it. If you don't understand some of the terms, try to go to Wikipedia or Google it. You should be able to discuss and answer questions like, what are the layers? Why do we use CMP? What are dimples for? I don't know if they use CMP in Pleil MEMS. I know they use it in the Summit 5, so that question may disappear. Why do we need release holes? And understand what the different Pleil MEMS layer IDs stand for. So I think they have 3 polycrystalline layers that move. Okay, and if you look in the corner here, that's a Sandia surface micromachining part. So you can do something similar with Pleil MEMS as well. Okay, any questions?